Sean, do you want me to take this down in pieces or put a rope and we'll drop it on top of this? You want to send me that rope, Chris? That was really rotten and hollow.
Okay guys, we're here. This job, been making headway. I already climbed and took down one tree up there beyond the chipper and the dump trailer. And then we've been able to drop most of, or actually all of these. These are all dead ash that we've taken down. Probably like 3 or 4 right here, nice straight poles. We're gonna be getting a lot of that firewood. As you can see, we got a tennis court here, so that's a fairly large obstruction. Just got down from this ash tree where you can see all my stuff at the base. This one's pretty tall. I just went up and set that rope. I don't know if you can see it there by hand. I took off those 2 branches, one right there and one right there, because we needed them to clear this maple and this group of maples. We have a pole rope in it, and the plan is to hook it up, as you can see down there. Chris is hooking it up to the truck, and we just need to get it to go that way. That way, all the brush, or the majority of the brush and stuff from this puppy, is down closer to the road, so it's easier for my neighbor Sean and his guys to chip up, you know, and clean up. So we haven't been doing much talking in this video, trying to get as much done as we can here on this beautiful December day. So I'm going to fire up the chainsaw and we're gonna drop this bad boy.
Well, that was violent.
Well, I don't know what that looked like on camera, but that was a success in my book. Looks like we only bent over one little sapling right there. Everything else, this dead black birch, which they don't want down, and that dead ash over there, which they don't want down, still standing. So that was pretty good. Take a look at the hinge here. I was trying to get it to pull hard to the right. It had some lean going to the left, so that was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay guys, here's the plan. We got these 2 dead ash trees. We have just spent some time setting ropes. As you can see, we got this orange rope here. This orange rope goes all the way up into the crotch of this ash tree on the left, and then you can see it going over to the top of that ash tree where it's tied off. This is what we call a tip tie. There is a power line that you might be able to see that runs behind these things and was once even attached to this tree. There's like an old insulator right there. Power lines are very close to the back of the tree. We don't really feel safe climbing them with the power lines so close. Plus the fact that they're dead ash trees and pretty small diameter at that. So What we're gonna do here is what we call a tip tie. So essentially, we're gonna cut it at the base, doing a slash cut, so that basically it's gonna slide off the stump and plunge down into the ground. And from there, we're gonna keep doing that until the rope tensions up, and eventually the whole tree on the right is gonna be fully suspended in the whole tree on the left. We are hoping, because it's a dead ash tree and that it's slightly larger in size, that this left ash tree is strong enough and stable enough to support the weight of this other tree. We're hoping that it will, like we said, but we're gonna have to be pretty cautious here. Not many other options. There's a big hickory right here. There's a big oak over there. We can't really drop them because obviously we're on this tennis court and that could potentially do damage. So this is the best case scenario that we came up with. Even if we were to climb up a little, like 30 feet to like the height of the power lines and take the tops, you know, the only place we have to put them is like here on this tennis court, which we don't really want to do. Plus we'd have to take down the fence and everything. So we're gonna cross our fingers and hope that this works. So I'm gonna set you guys up and we're gonna get after it. Okay guys, so as you saw, we got that last one down using the tip tie method into this ash tree. Now this ash tree, we're gonna use the tip tie method again, but we have it set up to this hickory. So I don't know if you can see up there, we have the rope. It's running across through that first leader. And then for safety's sake, we have it running through a third crotch up there. And then it comes down and even runs through another crotch right there. So it's through three crotches. And basically what we're gonna try and do here is I'm going to do another slash cut, which basically makes the tree slide on an angle off of its stump. And Chris is going to let it down into the ground. But basically, because these trees are far apart, all of that rope going from left in the hickory to right in the ash is considered slack. So we need to take up that slack. So I'm hoping, in an effort to keep it away from the power lines behind it, that I'm gonna add a small box to my slash cut, kind of at this angle here, so we can utilize these hickory branches so that the tree top will kind of swing out around and hit this hickory limb. In which case, Chris will be able to take up a lot of that slack all in one cut as opposed to making several cuts. It will also bring away the top from those power lines. So, hope that made sense. It's kind of the best I can explain it. We're running out of battery power here in the camera, so we're gonna get to cutting. Wish us luck.
That was good.
Nice work, Chief.
Good job.
All right, guys, is this still recording? Yes. That was awesome. That worked out really well. No lines were harmed. Tree is down. That was teamwork at its finest. Put the throw ball around it at the end, and Sean and I pulled it out to have it clear the lines as Chris simultaneously lowered it down out of the hickory. It got to the point where when I was over here, I don't know if you could see, but Chris had the whole top suspended in the hickory, and it was just barely tickling the leaves on the ground. And it was getting to the point where if I kept cutting off 4-foot pieces at the base, it would have became top heavy and the whole thing would have flip-flopped, and all those tops would have gotten, came crashing down onto the power lines. So that's why we had to just let it down at that point and hope that we could pull it clear of the lines, which we did. So Sean has the Mingo marker. He really likes that thing. And he's gonna mark it up. And I'm not sure what else he has in store for us, but that was a success. Oh, the other thing, we also, instead of the slash cut, Chris had a good idea, and I ended up just making a box and didn't even cut all the way through on the back side. Left a lot of hinge wood. That way it tipped over into the hickory. Whoa, that's really zoomed in. Into the hickory, and then he could tend to the slack, pull all the slack out of the system. That way when I did slash cut it off the stump, it didn't have as much slack, you know, to go anywhere and swing or anything. So that was great. Worked really well. Success.